Verse 9 then, other people weren't quite celebrating over it. Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Now, mocking is a lot like laughter, just in a different key. And sure enough, in the Hebrew, it uses the same word. So now Ishmael is Isaacing himself, but in a negative way. We're seeing all of these, poetic justice, or these interesting kind of turns of phrase where Sarah was laughing in a good way, Ishmael is laughing in the wrong way. And again, just like it happened with their mothers, this is pride from below that's probably going to spawn pride from above. It tends to do that. So here's Ishmael. Mid to late teenager by now. I mean, if he's 13 to 14 when he's circumcised, and then a year later his Isaac is born. And again, Isaac is his half-brother. But if I'm not going to be my brother's keeper, I'm certainly not going to be my half-brother's keeper. He's now old enough to kind of fend for himself a little bit. Old enough at least for me to mock him, and it's probably going to hurt his feelings a bit. That's good. You got to wait a little bit for that. And so here's this pride from below, because evidently Dad seems really excited about him. Now, what he doesn't remember, that Dad was equally excited about you. And amazingly, in an instant, all those years, a decade and a half plus, has been forgotten out of fear that I've been displaced. Oh, older siblings always seem to have that when younger siblings come along. I guess this is normal, but you'd think he was old enough to handle it. Nope. So he's mocking. This is pride from below, kicking upward. Well, like I said, pride from below usually spawns pride from above. And sure enough, it's Sarah that ends up kicking back. Verse 10, wherefore she, Sarah, said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son. For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. Oh, I wonder for Sarah if, because this hurts Abraham. He's as connected to both boys. But I get it, Sarah. This is an old hurt that's coming back to haunt you. Sometimes we're not completely past what we thought we got over. And sometimes there's still some old trauma to be worked through. This is one of the trigger moments. And if a lifetime of feeling less than got triggered when Hagar first conceived, and then I felt it again when she gave birth, and now I'm feeling it again when I give birth, and when my son is being mocked by her son, and I can't do this. I just can't do this. So she talks to Abraham. Now, Abraham, verse 11, the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. This is my son. This isn't just some handmaid's kid. He belongs to me. He's a child of covenant too. I love him. Verse 12, though, God says to Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman. In all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Now we're going to see very shortly that God does provide for Ishmael and for Hagar. He does have a plan for that side of the family too. But he does allow this separation to take place, and two great nations will come as a result of it. This is Judaism versus Islam, because just as Judaism is putting the preference on Isaac, Islam puts the preference on Ishmael. That it's Ishmael is the child of promise. In fact, that it's Ishmael in the next chapter that's going to be sacrificed. Okay? But in this case, no, they are sent away.